Everyone in the glass tower of AldenTech knew one thing. When the system went down, chaos followed. And today, chaos felt too small a word. The company's entire network servers, backups, authentication, everything had collapsed. Tens of thousands of customers locked out, accounts frozen, investors calling every 3 minutes, and the CEO, Richard Alden, stood at the center of the storm with his palms on the conference table, breathing like he'd just run a marathon. "This can't be happening," he muttered. "Not today. Not during the global audit." His team avoided his eyes. No one had answers. No one had solutions. Worst of all, the chief engineer had just told him it could take 72 hours to diagnose the route. Problem if they were lucky. Richard's vision blurred. AldenTech was already hanging by a thread. One more blow and the entire company might collapse. His head dropped. This is the end, he whispered. The room went silent. No one dared speak. At that exact moment, the conference door opened quietly. A cleaning cart rolled in. It was Grace the building's evening maid. Small, soft-spoken, always carrying herself like she didn't want to disturb anyone. And right behind her was her 15-year-old son, Malik. Grace. The CFO snapped. "This is not the time." Grace bowed, her head apologetically. "I'm so sorry, sir. The daycare closed early. I had no one to watch him. I'll stay out of the way." But Malik didn't stay out of the way. Progressively, because while the executives panicked, his eyes were glued to the screen's lines of red warnings. Flashing, system logs, scrolling, server maps failing, one by one. Mani whispered, tugging her sleeve. That's the core shield architecture." Grace frowned. "The what?" Malik stepped forward before he could stop himself. "That system? The one they're showing." Richard finally looked up. "And now," he said slowly, "do you know what you're looking at?" Malik inhaled Charblet, embarrassed, but too fascinated to lie. I study it. Online. I watch engineering videos on the weekends. And I saw AldenTech publish a talk on your new security layer months ago." The room exchanged confused looks. The CFO let out a chuckle. "Kid, this isn't a video game. We're dealing with a catastrophic Malik." Richard cut in suddenly, his voice surprisingly steady. "Did you see something?" Everyone turned. Malik swallowed, glanced at his mother who nodded on, stepped closer to the main screen. "Your systems aren't failing randomly," he said, pointing. "They're shutting down in a chain, like dominoes. Look the failure sequence. It's too clean." The chief engineer frowned. "Meaning, it's not a crash," Malik said quietly. "It's a lockout." The room froze. "Explain," Richard demanded. "Your system thinks it's under attack. It activated the emergency lockdown protocol and now it's barricading itself. Every time you try to reboot it manually, you're actually triggering the next layer of the lockdown." He tapped the screen lightly. "It's trying to protect itself." The head engineer muttered, "No, that can't be right." But then another alarm blared. "Lockdown level 3 activated." Gasps echoed. Malik's voice remained steady. "You're fighting the wrong enemy." Someone whispered, "Oh my God. If the lockdown completes," Malik added, "you won't get back in. Not without physically rebuilding the entire core." Richard felt his stomach drop. "There must be something we can do." "Yes," Malik said, "but you're running out of time." Rich's voice trembled. "What do you need?" Malik froze. "Wait. You want me to try?" The CFO barked. "Richard, we cannot let a teenager touch our Richard," snapped back with a fire no one expected. "What other option do we have? Our experts don't even agree on what's happening." He turned to Malik. "Son, can you help us?" Malik's chest tightened. I think so. But I need access to your command interface." Richard waved. "Give him everything he needs." Executor shuffled, shocked. The chief engineer hesitated, then typed commands. Unlocking the terminal. Grace stood in the corner, trembling. "Baby, be careful," Malik smiled gently. "I know what I'm doing." Monty stepped toward the central console, like a pianist approaching a grand piano. His fingers flew. Lines of code danced. Unauthorized scripts revealed themselves. The lockdown timer ticked down 15 minutes. 12:09. People held their breath. "What's he doing?" an executive whispered. "Talking to it," Malik answered without looking up. "Your system uses predictive heuristics it learns from user behavior. So I'm giving it a familiar pattern to latch on to. Meaning, I'm pretending to be the architect who built it." Shock rippled through the room, but then a beep echoed. "Lockdown. Override attempt detected. 4 minutes left." Malik's voice remained calm. Come on, Grace." Couldn't breathe. Her baby, her quiet, brilliant, underestimated son, standing in a skyscraper full of suits. Solving a problem grown men had declared impossible. Suddenly ping. The screen flashed yellow. Core Shield AI query. Initiated. Chief engineer gasped. "It's asking for confirmation. If it thinks someone with authority is speaking to it." Malik typed the final line. A pause. Then system restoration initiated. One by one, the servers blinked green. Authentication, online databases, recovered. Customer access, restored. Richard covered his mouth with his hands, eyes wet. It's over, he whispered. He fixed it. The room exploded in cheers, shouts, disbelief. Executives swarmed Malik, peppering him with praise. Grace cried silently, covering her face. Richard approached and placed both hands on Malik's shoulders. What you did today saved my company. Malik blushed, looking down. I understood what the system was saying, and no one else did. Richard said, not even my highest paid engineers. He knelt slightly, eye level with the boy. Malik would. You like an internship here? Paid, of course. Grace nearly fainted. Oh my lord. And, Richard continued, voice thick, if you want engineering school, AldenTech will sponsor your entire education. Malik looked stunned. Me? But, we're brilliant, Richard interrupted. You're brilliant, and brilliance belongs everywhere. Tears finally rolled down Grace's cheeks. Thank you, sir, she whispered. You don't know what this means to us. Richard smiled kindly. No, he's the one giving me hope. Malik stepped back toward his mother, hugging her tightly. You okay, Mom? She nodded into his shoulder. I'm proud of you, baby. More than you'll ever know. As the sun set behind the skyscraper, the chaos melted into victory. A company was saved, a future was born, and in a world where genius often hides, in unlikely places, a Maid's son had just proven that talent has no class, no color, no boundaries. Moral, well, the story of brilliance can come from anywhere. Never underestimate the quiet ones, the overlooked ones, the ones society fails to see. Sometimes, the greatest heroes are standing right beside us waiting for just one chance to shine.